Hello, Northwest Georgia, and welcome to your weather on North Georgia Television. Clear skies and temperatures in the low 20s again overnight. It'll be another chilly day as well, with temps in the mid-40s and winds northwest at 10 to 15. But we should have sunny skies throughout the day. Lows tonight in the mid-20s with light and variable winds. Here's a look at temperatures around the region. Calhoun at 22 this morning. Midday, expect 35 and 44 for your high today. Chatsworth, early morning temp of 21. Look for 35 at midday and then up to 42. In Chickamauga, 22 to start off your day. Midday, 35 as well and 44 this afternoon. Cohutta, you're at 21 this morning. Expect 34 at noon and 42 for your high. In Dalton, right at 21 this morning as well. 36 for your midday and 43 this afternoon. Fairmount, starting out at 23 this morning. 37 for midday and then 43 to top out your day. Fort Oglethorpe saw 22 this morning, looking at 36 midday and 43 this afternoon. And Lafayette, 21 early today, expect noontime temp of 35 and 44 for your high. And Ringgold, 22 to start the day, looking at 36 midday and 43 for your high as well. Our 7-day forecast starts out with lots of sunshine, mainly sunny. Tomorrow with light and variable winds, highs in the mid-50s, showers late tomorrow night, and lows only down to 40. Partly cloudy Thursday, highs in the low to mid-50s, overnight lows near 40 with occasional rain showers. Friday, rain early and then thunder showers with highs in the low 50s and continued rain Friday night and lows only in the mid to upper 40s. More thunderstorms Saturday and Saturday night with winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures up in the low 60s and only in the upper 50s overnight. Sunday, partly cloudy with temps getting way up to 70. Cloudy skies overnight and lows in the mid-40s. Monday, cloudy, highs around 63. Low near 42. Tuesday, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the low 60s and overnight lows at 49. And then next Wednesday, afternoon showers. Winds will be 10 to 15, high of 64, and a low overnight of 54. That's your weather forecast. We at North Georgia Television hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. And here are the WDNN obituaries. Jerry Reed, age 69. Jerry Reed of Chatsworth passed away Sunday, March 3rd. A funeral service to celebrate the life of Jerry Reed will be held at 3 p.m. Wednesday, March 6th, at the Chapel of Dalton Funeral Home with Brother Ronald Guffey officiating. Interment will be at Cove Baptist Church Cemetery. Barbara Ann Moorhead Chambers, age 60. Barbara Chambers of Tunnel Hill passed away Saturday, March 2nd in Erlangen Medical Center. Funeral services to celebrate the life of Barbara Chambers were Tuesday, March 5th from Chapel of Jones Funeral Home of Tunnel Hill with Reverend Larry Morgan officiating. Burial was in Lee's Chapel Cemetery. Rosemarie Louise Omi Boyd, age 89. Rosemarie Boyd of Rocky Face passed away Friday, March 1st at her home. Memorial services to celebrate the life of Rosemarie Boyd were 7 p.m. Tuesday, March 5th from Salem Baptist Church with Reverend Derry Kittle officiating. Interment will be in the Chattanooga National Cemetery. Jones Funeral Home of Tunnel Hill had charge of the funeral arrangements. Mary Anita Quarles, age 81. Mary Quarles of Tunnel Hill passed away Monday, March 4th in Hamilton Medical Center. Funeral services to celebrate the life of Anita Quarles will be 2 p.m. Wednesday, March 6th, from Dogwood Valley Baptist Church with Reverend Jeremiah Quarles officiating. Burial will be in the Dogwood Valley Cemetery. Flowers will be accepted, or donations in memory of Mrs. Quarles can be made to Dogwood Valley Bible Camp in Tunnel Hill. Doris Sue Jones Flynn, age 92. Doris Flynn of East Ridge passed away Saturday, March 2nd. She was a lifelong resident of the North Georgia, Chattanooga area and was of the Methodist faith. Graveside services will be held at 12:30 p.m. Wednesday, March 6th, at the Chattanooga National Cemetery. Arrangements are by Wilson Funeral Home, Wallace Stewart Chapel of Ringgold. Randall Lamar Collins, age 66. Randall Collins of Calhoun passed away on Friday, March 1st at Gordon Hospital. The funeral service to honor the life of Mr. Collins was held Tuesday, March 5th at the Rocky Face Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home with Reverend Wesley Hunt and Reverend Carl Converse officiating. Burial was in Gordy Memorial Gardens. Memorial contributions may be made to help with final expenses. Andrew David Holt, age 69. Andrew Holt of Dalton passed away Saturday, March 2nd at Hamilton Medical Center. A memorial service will be held on Saturday, March 9th at 2 p.m. at the Pleasant Grove Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home with Tony Engel and Roland Albertson officiating. Shirley Ann Miller Duckworth, age 73. Shirley Ann Duckworth of Dalton passed away Monday, March 4th at Hamilton Medical Center. The funeral service will be held at the Pleasant Grove Chapel of Julian Peoples Funeral Home on Wednesday, March 6th at 1 p.m. with Reverend Larry Morgan officiating. Burial will be in United Memorial Gardens. Mrs. Renee Cabaz Corneliuson, age 85. Renee Corneliuson of Dalton passed away on Thursday, February 28th at Wooddale Health and Rehabilitation. She was preceded in death by her husband, John E. Corneliuson. She was laid to rest next to him in the Chattanooga National Cemetery at 12:30 p.m. on Monday, March 4th. Graveside services officiated by Chaplain Deal. Mrs. Mildred Dillingham Mallet Johnson, age 89. Mildred Johnson of Dalton went to be with her Lord and Savior on Saturday, March 2nd. She was a lifelong member of the Church of God of the Union Assembly. The family would like to thank the nurses and staff at Southern Haven Assisted Living and Homestead Hospice for their love, care, and compassion. Funeral services were Tuesday at 3 p.m. at the Church of God of the Union Assembly with Reverend Charlie Pratt officiating. That concludes the obituaries. Stay tuned for our news.
Welcome to North Georgia Television News. We are your news covering Catoosa, Gordon, Murray, Walker, and Whitfield. I'm Connie Hall Scott, and
I'm Alexis Scott.
We're covering for Adam and Aaron, who will be back hopefully tomorrow. In the news today, the Congressional Term Limits Resolution passes, and Religious Liberties Bill stalls in the state, and also Dalton City Council business.
Auburn University's Junior Veterinarian Camp Scholarships, Camp SOS Opportunity for Families Coping with Suicide, upcoming area events. Yesterday, the resolution for congressional term limits, SR 237, was passed unanimously by the Senate Rules Committee. This bipartisan resolution has the backing of at least 40 lawmakers in the Georgia legislature. The measure was introduced just days before by its sponsors. The resolution summary reads, a resolution requesting that the United States Congress call a convention under Article 5 of the Constitution of the United States, limited to proposing an amendment to the Constitution of the United States to set a limit on the number of terms that a person may be elected as a member of the United States House of Representatives, and to set a limit on the number of the terms that a person may be elected as a member of the United States Senate and for other purposes. Through Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution, 34 state legislatures can team up for a convention to propose a congressional term limits amendment to the Constitution. The Term Limits Convention effort is being shepherded by the nonpartisan, nonprofit advocacy organization U.S. Term Limits. According to Nick Tombaludes, Executive Director of USTL, this resounding bipartisan victory in Georgia in a legislature that itself has term limits speaks volumes about the merits of the important electoral reform. Tombaludes notes more than 82% of Americans have rejected, I'm so sorry, the career politician model and want to replace it with citizenship leadership. The way to achieve that local goal is through a congressional term limits amendment. Georgians should be proud that these committee members passed this overwhelmingly.
Oh my gosh, Lexi.
I have the giggles today.
I understand. According to the last nationwide poll on term limits conducted by McLaughlin and Associates, conducted in January 2018, term limits enjoy wide bipartisan support. McLaughlin's analysis states support for term limits is broad and strong across all political, geographic, and demographic groups. An overwhelming 82% of voters approve of a constitutional amendment that will place term limits on members of Congress. There are 13 states that have passed resolutions for a national amendment proposal convention specifically naming term limits in the subject. In a dividend political climate, term limits for Congress is the one true nonpartisan issue that both President Trump and former President Obama have publicly endorsed.
A Georgia proposal to require a compelling governmental interest before the state interferes with someone's religious practices stalled Monday when a state Senate committee postponed public testimony on the proposal. Critics say the Religious Liberties Bill would legalize discrimination against the LGBT community. Republican Senator Marty Harbin of Tyrone, the bill's author, said he requested the delay because of time constraints and a desire to have the bill fully vetted in committee. In a statement, Harbin said the bill might not move forward this year. Thursday will mark a Georgia legislative deadline by which bills must generally pass out of one chamber or the other, so timing is tight. The so-called Religious Liberty Bill was introduced last week. It also says that when governmental interference with someone's religious practices is necessary, the state do so with the least restrictive means.
Opponents say the bill is unnecessary because religious protections are already enshrined in the First Amendment. Hardin said it was drafted to mirror the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, a federal law passed by Congress in 1993 and signed by President Bill Clinton with some slight changes to accommodate state law. Republican Governor Bill Kemp pledged while complaining last year that he would sign a mirror image of the federal law. Nothing more, nothing less. Kemp's office has declined to comment on the pending legislation. Similar proposals have been defeated or stalled in recent years, encountering resistance among some Republicans, including former Governor Nathan Deal. A bill that would have allowed adoption agencies to decline to work with people based on sincerely held religious beliefs passed the state Senate last year, but stalled in the House. In 2016, Deal took a stand against his own party and averted threatened boycotts by major corporations by vetoing a religious liberties bill that enumerated actions that people of faith would not have to perform for other people.
Because of the household debris that typically surrounds donation boxes, Dalton City Council members voted 4-0 to require those placing donation boxes inside the city limits to obtain a license first. Council member Annalee Harlan said that the city of Dalton always has and will continue to support the generosity of its citizens, but the boxes should not be used as a space to dispose of household items. To receive a license, an organization must provide the city with information on how to contact the organization and detail how and how often items will be removed from the bins, and how many times the boxes will be checked for general cleanliness, graffiti, and litter or other rubbish. The donation boxes can only be placed in commercially zoned areas and can't be put on empty or abandoned properties. The property owner must clarify that permission has been granted to place the box there. The license fee will be based on what city officials believe it will cost to process the paperwork, and City Administrator Jason Parker said that will probably be $25. Those who violate the law can be fined up to $1,000 and will have their license suspended for up to 60 days. A second violation within a year will bring license suspension of up to 180 days, and 3 strikes within 5 years can cause a violator to lose its license for up to 5 years. Organizations operating boxes within the city limits now have 60 days to obtain a license.
And council members also voted 4-1 to approve a $169,120 change order with its agreement with Northwest Georgia Paving to pave various city streets to repave Tibbs Road from Shugart Road to Ella Lane. Funding will come from the 2015 Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, or SPLOST. Northwest Georgia Paving has a contract of just under $1.5 million to pave and resurface city streets that is funded by the SPLOST. Assistant Public Works Director Andrew Parker said that department has patched up parts of the street in the last couple of years, but it needs to be resurfaced. And they approved a resolution adopting the state's minimum fire safety standards immediately. This will allow the city rather than the state fire marshal to enforce those standards. Fire Chief Todd Pengel said the move should expedite construction of new buildings and renovation of old buildings in the city. Council members also held the first reading of an ordinance to set the minimum age to hold an alcoholic beverage license to 21. City law does not currently set a minimum age for a license. Held the first reading of an ordinance to update speed limits within the city. Kaysen said the city is required to do this periodically by the state in order for law enforcement to continue to enforce speed limits on those streets. And recognized Maria Montejano as the Dalton Police Department's 2018 Non-Sworn Employee of the Year. Montejano has been with the department since 2000 and is Secretary for the Criminal Investigations Division. And they recognize March as National Social Worker Month. So that's a pretty cool thing, huh?
That's pretty neat.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
While the word cancer can strike fear at the deepest level of our souls, in the case of skin cancer, the prognosis is very good. Basal cell and squamous cell carcinomas are the most common and are not normally included in cancer statistics.
Our office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer.
If you're concerned about a mole or freckle that may be changing, give us a call. Most treatments can be performed in our office in about 15 minutes with very little discomfort.
Hi, I'm Judy Elliott, inviting you to join me on Lifestyles for Women show on WDNN TV. This year brings exciting new topics that women like to discuss or just know more about. Subjects like ways to look and feel your very best, travel, family, health, and sometimes just fun girl talk. It's always exciting, and we invite your suggestions. Just message me on Facebook at Lifestyles for Women, or for more information or to watch us online, visit WDNNTV.com, Lifestyles for Women.
Friends, this is Donnie Worley down at Powell's Town Square Cafe in the heart of historic downtown Dalton, Georgia. We're here at 116 West King Street, where Powell's Country Kitchen was located for over 40 years. We want to thank all our family and friends and wonderful, wonderful guests for coming down and supporting us this last year, and invite you to come down and check out some of our new menu items and specials and our wonderful specials every week for the month of March to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Thank you again, and come down and enjoy a little fellowship and some of the fine programming on North Georgia Television, always playing on our TV here to support all our local businesses.
I'm Lori McDaniel, host of The Local Scene. We've all heard it a million times. There's nothing to do around here. Well, The Local Scene exists to prove that statement wrong. We promote events, festivals, fundraisers, and exciting news about what's going on in Northwest Georgia. If you're looking for something to do, tune in. If you've got an event or something special you want to promote on the air, let us know so you can be a guest on the show. Hey, free publicity doesn't grow on trees, you know. If you'd like to be on The Local Scene, please email WDNN at info@WDNNTV.com with the subject line, The Local Scene, or call us at 706-278-9713. Nothing to do, as if.
Welcome back to your local news. I'm Connie Hall Scott, sitting here with
Alexis Scott.
You know, Alexis, I'm having a lot of fun and laughs with you on here today.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it gets there sometimes.
Yeah, so Lexi and I are filling in for Adam and Aaron, who should be back with you tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the news,
Georgia gas prices set a new 2019 high of $2.30 per gallon after rising for the 18th consecutive day for a total of 16 cents. Sunday's state average of $2.30 per gallon is 2 cents more than a week ago and 16 cents more than last month. Despite the uptick, Georgia motorists are still paying 12 cents per gallon less than this time last year. 13 actually. In February, gas prices around the state averaged $2.19 per gallon. The monthly average is 9 cents more than January 2019, yet 25 cents less than February 2018. So far this month, gas prices remain well below the monthly average in March 2018 of $2.45 per gallon. Pump prices have steadily climbed in Georgia, and that springtime bounce is far from finished, said Mark Jenkins, a spokesman at AAA, the Auto Club Group. Normal spring factors like rising demand, refinery maintenance, and the introduction of Summer Bend gasoline should keep upward pressure on pump prices for the next couple of months. Gas prices generally reach their annual peak by Memorial Day. Unless a hurricane or a refinery outrage threatens supplies, AAA forecast prices will peak at around $2.75 before summer.
Georgia regions with the most expensive gas prices are in Brunswick at $2.46 per gallon, and the least expensive are tight here with Catoosa-Dade Walker at $2.22 and Dalton at $2.24. Also, some interesting statistics from AAA. According to a study from the Foundation for Traffic Safety, Americans spend an additional 20 minutes driving each week last year over the year before. On average, U.S. drivers spent nearly an hour a day behind the wheel, traveling 31.5 miles. Each week, drivers traveled more than 220 miles, and on average, Americans drove nearly 11,498 miles, the equivalent of making two round-trip drives from Orlando to San Francisco. Over the course of the year, Americans collectively spent 70 million hours behind the wheel. Sometimes I think I spend a little bit more than that behind the wheel.
Yeah, I think you do too.
Our family has always done a lot of driving and traveling and whatnot.
For sure.
But those are pretty cool statistics.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so global leader in pet health nutrition, Royal Canin, has an ongoing commitment to the future of the veterinary industry and has partnered with the VetSetGo, the first and only community dedicated to aspiring teen and tween veterinarians. To launch the Become a Veterinarian Camp contest, this year's contest is open now through March 29th and offers students entering 6th through 8th grade who are interested in the veterinary profession the chance to win one of the 3 coveted spots at Auburn University's Junior Vet Camp from July 14th through 19th, 2019. The prize includes free tuition, meals, and housing. Every student who enters will receive free access to the VetSetGo Become a Veterinarian quiz, which helps identify personalized recommendations for each aspiring veterinarian to gain professional experience. According to the New York Life 2017 Imagination Survey of children 12 and under, veterinarian was the second most popular future career behind medical doctor. In fact, many current veterinarians knew from a young age that they wanted to enter the field. At the camp, students will learn about veterinary medicine firsthand in classrooms, laboratories, and outdoor facilities, and gain valuable mentoring about veterinary science careers. To enter, students can submit their personal story on why they want to become a veterinarian and a photo of them helping or enjoying time with animals to vetsetgo.com between March 1st, 2019. Tongue-tied today.
And registration is open for Camp SOS, a camp for those who have lost a loved one to suicide and this is hosted by SPAN Georgia. Camp dates are May 3rd through 5th at Camp Twin Lakes in Winder. Special activities for each age group have been developed to help each person with the challenges that grief can bring. Thanks to the generosity of donors of SPAN Georgia, Camp SOS for families are offered free of charge aside from a small registration fee of $50 per family, with up to 5 members for $25 or $25 for an individual. Full sponsorship is available on limited per-need basis. Camp SOS for Families is designed for mothers, fathers, siblings, sons, grandparents, and aunts, even best friends, whoever means family to you. The camp is open to any family that has experienced a loss by suicide before January 1st, 2019, and is for ages 6 and up. Specially trained volunteers are present throughout the weekend to listen, talk, and play with the campers. Campers are given a safe environment where they can have fun together while expressing their grief. Activities include arts and crafts, fishing, boating, family evening activities, and group circles. Attendance is limited to 30 families. Register or learn more at www.campsos.com. And before we tell you about upcoming events around the region,
if your group has upcoming community, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at info@wdnntv.com. Director Education Partnership, Believe Greater Dalton. Stephanie Womack invites the community to attend their first robotics competition, Deep Space, this Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and see what our students can do. Dalton is hosting this statewide competition for high school students at the Dalton Convention Center. With limited time and resources, teams of students, with the support of mentors, build and program robots to perform challenging tasks in competition with other teams. The event is free and fun for all audiences, so come out and watch the robots compete. These students are creating some amazing technology.
Well, that does sound like a whole lot of fun.
I think so too.
You can eat at Chili's to support the Women's Enrichment Center of Northwest Georgia, Monday, March 11th between 5 and 9 p.m. Simply mention to your server that you are participating in the WEC fundraiser, and 10% of your tab will be donated to fund the Women's Enrichment Center to provide women, men, and families in the community with the emotional help and practical resources needed during and after pregnancy from their Dalton and Ringgold locations. Also, they are hosting their first ever Baby's First Birthday Bash, a party to celebrate the lives of the 1-year-old babies and their families that have benefited from the center. Besides funding the bash, other current needs to be met through this fundraiser, or go to www.wecnorthgeorgia.org. These items are wipes, diapers, and convertible car seats.
Other events coming up at today. The Women's Community Club meets at 4 p.m. at the Matt Gatson Community Center. And on Thursday, the Dalton Area Writers Guild meets at 6 p.m. at the Creative Arts Guild. Everyone is welcome. This is an opportunity to share your work and get friendly and helpful feedback. Also, the 14th Annual Junior Achievement of Northwest Georgia Business Hall of Fame event honoring Luterates Donna and Brian Hare, along with rising star Amanda Reed Myers, is at the Dalton Convention Center.
Thank you for joining us today. Come back tomorrow for more news.